I just wanted to say it's such just a lovely energy in the room tonight, and thank you to L'Oreal and for Rocket for having me. And guys, I think we should do this every month. Yeah? So as an advocate and fundraiser for survivors of domestic violence, I was particularly moved by the strength, courage, and important work of our next honoree, Lynne Rosychuk. Lynne is committed to empowering individuals and communities to break free from domestic violence and bring safety and hope to vulnerable individuals. In 2009, Lynne lost her daughter to domestic violence. Amazingly, from this place of tragedy, Lynne established a foundation in her daughter's name, the Jessica Martel Foundation, to increase awareness and raise funds for victims of domestic violence and help empower other at-risk individuals access safety. Lynne's main goal has been to build and operate a safe house to address the lack of regional resources, shortage of shelter beds for domestic violence victims in her area. Now, after countless hours of fundraising and planning, Lynne's dream has come to fruition. Jesse's House, a safe space for individuals and families fleeing dangerous living situations, is currently under construction and is scheduled to open in 2020. Here is Lynne's story.
Good evening, everyone. I'm honored to be here tonight amongst such extraordinary women. Thank you to L'Oreal Paris, Canada, for making this happen, allowing me to tell my story. Jessica's story is very hard to tell and just as hard to hear. On April 29th, my daughter Jessica was brutally and savagely murdered by her common-law partner while my 3 grandchildren watched in fear and horror. This was the day we were to help Jessica and the children get to safety. Her common-law partner became suspicious when she did not answer the call, and he rushed home to find her and her children getting ready to go. At the end of that day, my daughter was gone, and I was left to raise 3 traumatized children. I wanted to die myself. We were so close to saving her and her children. I knew all the signs of abuse because I had survived a domestic violent relationship in my first marriage. We had tried for months to get her into a shelter, but they were always full. Our region did not have services for people fleeing domestic violence. Family violence, domestic violence, spousal abuse, elder abuse, whatever you choose to call it, it's a cycle of physical, emotional, or financial abuse inflicted by those closest to us, by those entrusted to love and protect us. Jessica and I had a dream to build a safe haven for families fleeing domestic violence. My life had spiraled out of control as I tried to raise 3 children suffering from severe post-traumatic stress disorder, and I desperately needed to focus on something positive. I began sharing Jessica's story, our story. It needed to be told in hopes that change would happen. In 2012, family, friends, and my community united to create the Jessica Martel Memorial Foundation because Jessica's story did not have to end this way. Her death was preventable, and she had nowhere to turn. We set out to fundraise to address the nationwide shortage of shelter beds and build a much-needed safe haven for our community. We set out to make Jessica and my dream come true. This past September, we broke ground on Jesse's House, which is a 9,500 square foot home to support families and individuals of any age, any gender, who are fleeing domestic violence in Morinville, Sturgeon County, St. Albert, Alberta. Until all homes are free from violence, we will have Jesse's House. It will be a place of hope, a place of healing. It will connect individuals and children to the resources and supports they need to permanently break free from the cycle of violence and to begin their new journey of hope and healing. I ask that her story, or the stories of others whom we know, don't end today. Reach out to those who are vulnerable, speak out for those who are voiceless, continue to bring hope and healing to others, because we are all worth it. Thank you.